Good day, YouTube. First war of season 32, I believe. I haven't released a war video in so long, but I wanted to get one out because it's time. I've been slacking on it. I've been working on other projects and wanted to get back to my roots. So I decided to release this war video first. I'm gonna try to release more this season. I'm recording. I just be forgetting to edit them and put them together. But here we are. My war team is Hercules, Cable, and APOC. I don't know why I didn't know that, and I'm playing with them. But yeah, this war I think in my opinion went really well. We did face some tough defenders. I'm starting to think that APOC, Cable, and Hercules may be my main war team because they are just together. They don't like, only APOC and Cable have synergies, but Hercules just can, anything that Cable and APOC can't do, Hercules can do pretty much. So yeah, I think this fight went really well. Interesting nose placement. I don't know if I would have placed a Havoc here since he's awakened. He looks to be at least rank 2, but with APOC and against a mutant, you know what? You know this finna be. That's right, and that's pretty much what it is. I mean, we could have played it a little bit better. I did get the plasma charges on me, and of course they're gonna do damage, and I'm getting degen, so you know it ain't pretty. But you know, we're still handling business. I was never in any real danger, and I'm actually surprised that they will put a 6-star Havoc this early in section 1. I would have definitely placed him on a later node in maybe section 2 and possibly in section 3, but oh well, it's not my defense. I don't organize defense for this alliance. So yeah, things are going pretty well. Got that Havoc down with 1 SP2, and yeah, the fight is over before it really begins. So we're heading on, and another interesting node plays a Nick Fury. Oh boy. I gotta admit, I was a little nervous when I saw this. I was thinking about going in with Cable, and to be honest, Hazard Shift was something I'm not used to facing. Like, in this fight, I was actually wondering why I'm getting like poisoned and incinerated, because I didn't really either know. I was looking at blood in the water, so I was more focused on that. But I decided to go in with APOC because, you know, you can't shake up APOC's debuffs, and he doesn't stack the tactical charges against Nick Fury. So, and actually this kind of works out for me because I got to face a Bishop later on in this war. So as soon as I'm going to become Incinerate immune, and that Bishop on Mixmaster is not going to really be a problem. So all I really got to do is fight this regular. As you can see, I'm poisoned because I didn't really understand the node. So I'm over here wondering, like, why the heck am I getting poisoned? And then I realized, oh yeah, it's the node. And if you can see right there, he has a poison on, little gray icon, and I'm getting poisoned. And I wish I would have known that going in, because I was more focused on blood in the water. I was like, what? Who places Nick Fury on blood in the water? But you know, it's their defense, and I'm not gonna complain. So we already got him out of his first life, which is good. We got a poison on him. I'm glad he didn't shake that off, so he's taking a lot of damage. I think at this point, I'm just trying to like get him to tick down because I don't want to mess this up, because I can't stun him anymore. And then he was poisoned for a second, so I can hit into him any way I want to. I'm so glad I bought APOC here, because he's the only one on the team that's immune to Incinerate after a time. I don't think I have a poison immune champion, so this might have been deadly if I didn't play this right. But APOC is usually the champion I go with because he's just that guy. APOC, he's a candidate on my account to go to rank 4, but that still needs to be seen. Can't even talk. I never can talk when I make these war videos. So next up we have Bishop. Yes sir, and he's on Mixmaster. That's also a that's actually a decent placement, I won't lie, because if you don't have a right counter to Bishop, he can do some damage. And the only other counter that I would use against a Bishop on Mixmaster is probably Ghost. So as you can see here, I decided to put on some boost and heal up because this can go really bad really fast, especially with Mixmaster. So I decided to put on invulnerability boost, and it goes quickly. Like, as you can see, it goes really quickly, and I should have known this coming out the gate, but hey, it happened. So he already starts to fight with 1 bar, and as you can see, I'm Incinerate immune, so I don't have to worry about being incinerated. And yeah, right there, I'm making mistakes already. So my invulnerability boost is already gone before I haven't even had it, what, 10 seconds into the fight, and this guy already decided to use it. So oh well, still going pretty well. I'm also trying to get up my evade charges too, and right there, again, this is why I put on a vulnerability boost, because I knew this fight can go left quick. And if you notice, I'm fighting him regularly because I want to get my evade charges up, only because I might face an evade champion, and to reduce the ability accuracy with evade would definitely help me out. So that's why I'm fighting him regularly. Don't think I'm doing it just because I don't know what I'm doing. I know it's Mixmaster, but I need at least 50% 50 evade charges on him. That way the opponent will only have a 50% chance to evade, and that could be very beneficial. And he's healing, and I'm just over here just like, goodness gracious, I need to get this fight over. So it's a lot going on. We're still not in any real danger. But still, I could have played this a lot better. I got my health lower than I wanted it to be, and I'm probably going to have to heal up later on in this war. But hey, that's what war is about. So we got 70 evade charges. That's really good. So I'm happy about that. And the fight's down. Wasn't pretty, but we managed to get that fight down. So that's all that matters to me. So we got section 2 open. Let's head on up to that Professor X. And I was thinking about going in with APOC, but I was like, no, this could be an easy cable fight if I just parry heavy. He has Fisher and steady build up. And to be honest, I was a little concerned about, because all of his attacks would inflict an armor break, and after 3 he goes unblockable. But to be honest, it doesn't really happen. I actually thought that with 3 parries he will go unblockable, but he didn't. I don't know if that's a bug or if it's supposed to work like that, and to be honest, at this point I don't even care, because if he did go unblockable, Cable would have been a terrible choice there and APOC would have been the best choice. But we're just gonna let that float away into the winds. And I actually do hit into his falter at one point in this fight, but it doesn't cost me. So yeah, I'm glad. I felt like I got really lucky with this fight and overall with this war, because there's a lot going on, as you can see. And the little highlight at the beginning of the stream, I'm gonna start doing that when I make war videos, because I make several mistakes in all my wars, and sometimes they cost me, sometimes they don't. In this particular war, it didn't cost me, so I am not all that concerned. And yeah, I managed to play this out pretty good. So he's still unblockable, not really concerned. I've fought Professor X several times, and this fight is pretty much over. And yeah, we're moving on. I don't know if I would have placed Professor X here. Not on this, no. Fisher, I probably would have placed Darkhawk or someone who has contact on their specials, like Punisher 2099 or somebody like that. But again, I don't place defense to them, so they want to give me easy fights. I'm not going to complain. So on this one, she also has steady build-up, and it kind of goes left a little bit, but we managed to squeak it out. It ain't pretty. None of these fights are pretty at all. I just want to think that maybe it's me, but anyway, my strategy here is just to parry heavy and get as many degens on her as I can. That way she can't heal, and she's always going to be taking damage even when I'm not attacking into her. And as you can see, it's working pretty good. I do want to bait out her special. For some odd reason, she's hard to, right there. She's hard to parry, and she's unblockable now. So I throw my special here because I'm panicking. And I'm like, why? How long is she going to remain unblockable? And I don't even know why she's unblockable. Maybe, oh, because of the 3D buff, maybe? I don't know, but it wasn't pretty. Tiger's always been an interesting matchup for me. Even with Ghost, I struggle with her sometimes, but as you can see, this fight works out pretty great, and she's down, and we're already heading on to the next one. So this war's still going pretty good. The goal is to have a deathless season, but we'll see if that happens. But anyway, again, I go left, and I face another Nick Fury. So they got 2 Nick Furies on defense. No complaints here, but I don't know if I would have did that. And he doesn't have rage. Usually on this node they have rage. Maybe they changed the node. Apparently got falter, which is a new one, which isn't bad at all. I don't think I have a single problem with it. And if you can see right here, I'm actually reading over because I want to make sure it doesn't have rage, because I want to go in with APOC. But before I do, as you can see, I looked at it twice just to make sure that rage wasn't on there. So right here, I decided to heal up APOC and make sure I'm ready. I do not throw on a war invulnerability boost because I feel like it's not needed on this particular fight. He can't shake off my buffs until he gets to his second life anyway. He becomes stun immune, but my other buffs should be fine. But yeah, this fight goes exactly the way I want to. It's just a Nick Fury, and all I gotta really do is worry about falter. And as long as I'm hitting into him, I don't understand how the node works, to be honest, but as long as I'm hitting into him, I don't really have much to worry about. And since this is a 6-star rank 3 APOC, I think he's 640. This is, you know what this is finna be. Another breeze. Again, this fight was a little bit better than my other ones, so I'm not mad at it at all. But still, Nick Fury can be a little terrifying if he goes unblockable. He got level tactical charges now. I don't think in this fight he goes unblockable, which is good for me, because if he would have went unblockable, throwing his SP1 would have been highly annoying. I think at one point in time I get faltered, but I just use that as willpower healing because I'm not really concerned about falter. If I was, I probably still would have bought maybe Torch. So I think he can counter falter if he's at proper Noble Flames. But right here, I'm still trying to get these debuffs to stick to him. I think at this point I throw SP2 so I can get into his second life, because I'm already tired of this fight at this point. Nick Fury on any node is highly annoying. I'm just glad he wasn't on the final boss node, even though I didn't get the chance to take the final boss in this war. I wanted to, because I think it was, who was it? It might have been Mole Man, I believe. And if it's Mole Man, I always have trouble with Mole Man as the final boss. Hercules can't take him down. I struggle with APOC to get Mole Man down, but hey, we'll figure out when we get there. But this fight goes the way I want to. No real concern. I'm never in any real danger. So yeah, we're heading on to the next one, which is Hyperion. I hate Hyperion. Hate facing him in war. He's so very annoying. But we managed to make it look okay. I do make I don't make a mistake, but he does get to his SP3. And as you see, I'm reading the note here just to make sure of what it is I got to do to counter this guy. And I prefer to go in with Hercules because Hercules has a very interesting ability. I'm going to explain to it when we actually get in the fight, but at one point in the fight, he gets to an SP3 and then I get to an SP3, and I throw mine first on purpose, and you'll see why in a second. But as you can see right here, I'm playing okay. He gets a prowess, nothing real concerned with. I didn't even build up Hercules at all, so I actually got to build him up in this fight. And right here is when I start baiting out his SP2, because as you can see, I don't have an SP3, so if he gets to his SP3 before I do, it might get ugly real fast. But as you can see, we're working it out. He's throwing specials the way I want him to, and yeah, no, I'm not in any real danger rate yet. But as you can see, he keeps throwing his special, being real cavalier with his special, and I'm loving it. So right here, I begin to start, you know, saving my SP3 just in case he gets to his before I get to mine, or he gets to his and I need a counter. So he keeps throwing his special. We're still in good shape. He hasn't done any real damage, but again, he begins to get real stingy with his special at one point in time. Like I think at one point we get him to 2 bars of power. He doesn't want to throw, and then he throws a heavy right here. So I'm starting to panic. I'm like, darn it, he got to an SP3. So I automatically throw my special first before he throws his. And the reason I throw my special before he throws his is because Hercules becomes indestructible after he throws his special, which is a godsend, because if he would have threw his before mine, then that might have done a lot of damage, and it might have even ended my deathless streak before it even began. But as you can see, I'm not taking any real damage right here. Things are going exactly the way I want to. I countered that just in time, and the rest of the fight is pretty much a breeze. And nothing I really need to worry about. He doesn't get to an SP3 again, and even if he does, it won't make it. He throws his special right there, still working out. So this fight pretty much over. We made it through. Hercules carries me again, saves me again. That indestructible, so clutch. Absolutely loving it. Nothing I need to worry about there. So I was happy about that. And my last fight of the war was Mojo. Now, this fight right here does get a little dicey. I decided to go in with APOC because I think he can deal the most damage right off jump, and especially since my Hercules is not ranked up, and he also has class disadvantage against Mojo. And as you can see, I made a mistake that I stunned him, which puts him in his anti-life field, so I'm taking degen damage. And unfortunately for APOC, he's not immune to degen, and yeah, it gets down to the wire at one point, but it goes out okay. I feel like I got lucky a little bit. This should have been a death in theory, but I managed to make it work, and I actually learned how to fight APOC on my baby account because I struggled so much on that account with Warlock. I mean with Mojo. I cannot talk. Getting my champions mixed up. It's like, but he keeps going into his anti-life field because I keep inadvertently doing the prompts and it's messing me up. Like I think right now we got end of buff, and I ended my buff, and I think at this point I might have thrown a special, which may have been dumb of me, but he keeps poisoning me and degenning me, and it's just starting to get on my nerves. And I actually start to get nervous because I'm starting to think the only real good counter to Mojo might have been Torch, and I didn't really look at Boss Island before I went into war. I just looked at the first 2 sections and decided to wing it when I got to war. But as you can see, I'm playing really passive here because I just don't want to keep taking damage. And as you can see, I'm already at 38% health, and he still has another 50% to go. So I'm just like, a little lost at this point. It's like, what do I do here? And it gets a lot closer than that too. I think I'm gonna start taking more damage. I think I'm starting to play smart because I'm reading the prompts now, and I'm learning like, okay, I can't stun him now, and he's regenning, and I'm just like paying more passive because this guy keeps doing degen damage to me, and I don't have accounted for that. And he dashed backwards, so he's back in his anti-life field, and bruh, like what? This dude is a whole problem. This was good defense placement in my opinion. And look, I'm already at 23%. It's going to be a photo finish at this point. It's going to be a real photo finish, and I managed to get a little bit lucky. I'm still degenning, and he's still taking damage from my debuffs, but as you can see, I managed to pull it out, but we're still at 5% health. Oh my goodness. That was way too close for comfort. But as you can see, I managed to get the fight down without losing my APOC. I was a little bit nervous there. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it came that close. But we managed to get him down. Our deathless streak is intact for now, but we'll see next war. So if you did like this video, please hit that like button for me. And for anyone new here, if you can hit that sub button. Oh, it then went on the blackout. But anyway, if you can hit that sub button for me, I still will very much appreciate it. And like I always say, y'all take care and have a great and wonderful day.